If you guys have been sticking around with my channel for the past few years, chances are you might remember a little video I did with these two and pretty much pitting them against each other, which one is the superior heat ray Godzilla. That video is now one of my most popular Godzilla videos of all time on this channel. So I thought I'd do a follow-up video. And who's the third competitor? Because why not? So what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be dividing this into 6 rounds. Sculpt and paint, articulation, price, availability, accessories, and size. Now, we're going to make this as fair as possible. We're going to give all the figures what they've got, what they came with, so you know everything is kind of evened out. So, sculpt and paint, round 1. Let's start with the Playmates. The Playmates here is overall, it's okay. The overall figure is molded in a solid black plastic with some mild gray dry brushing, bluish dry brushing to bring out some of the finer details, and is made from a concoction of a lot of different materials, because you got rubber, translucent rubber, and solid plastic. Also soft rubber for the arms and whatnot. Its overall color scheme is pink, red for the battle damage, blue eyes with some black pupils, gray dry brushing, and blue translucent plates, while the rest from here to here has blue a blue spray. And it also has some gray hair and fur all over the place. Brown nails for the fingernails and toenails, and some white teeth. What does Funko have? Funko has, it's overall molded in a, I would say, what is it? It looks to be like a black plastic, but with some intense gray, green and gray dry brushing across the body. Some parts are molded into like a blue plastic, unless if that's really well painted. You have color scheme like greens, blacks for toenails. I think the spines are translucent, and I also think the head is translucent. Maybe? I don't know. I shined a light through this once. It went straight through, or not totally straight through. You can see out the other end. Little mark on his tongue. Just realized. Yeah. Yeah, not much to write home about, but I gotta say, this is really good. And the NECA has probably the most to talk about when it comes to the paint, because it uses a concoction of different colors, or like different blues, because you have like an aqua blue, you have like indigo blue, or what? Indigo blue? A dark blue, I meant. It almost looks purple, but not really, if that makes any sense. The spines are just beautiful. Nothing on the figure is translucent, surprisingly, but it still looks really good. It's overall casted in, again, a solid black plastic, which it's really nice. The toenails are very glossy to differentiate it from the body. Same with the fingernails, too. Very cool. Overall, in terms of the sculpt and paint, I would say, like, if we're going from least to best, then it would actually be in this order, because he suffers from too much paint chippage. And while he does look very vibrant, it's just not the best looking, in my opinion. I feel like at that price point, even, they could have went above and beyond with the color palette. He is right there, okay? He literally has no issues. It's just, I would say that, you know, he's an overall solid figure. He, on the other hand, completely blows these two out of the water. He's kind of right, almost in his league, kind of, sort of, not really. But, like, his glossy and his overall, like, so much better blue color palette just cannot be beat. So, yeah, he gets the point from round 1. Round 2 is articulation. Alright, let's see how all these boys can dance. And, might as well just point out the obvious. The Funko is jam-packed of articulation. As you can see, it has ball joints all across the tail. It has ball joints all across the feet, hands, and head, even articulated jaw. I'm joking, of course. This thing is a solid brick. It's quite solid. It is a statue which, you know, some Funko Pops out there do have articulated heads or something. This is not one of them. Ironically, the Kongs have articulated heads, but not the Godzillas. So, looking at the Playmates, it has an articulated jaw. Can go up and down fairly nicely. It also has what at first glance seems to be an articulated head. And at first glance, again, it does look like it can move. But I assure you, it does not. Why? I don't know if you can see that seam line. But whenever you go ahead and twist the neck, you see it starts splitting the plastic. Yeah, that's not the best build quality. It's because the neck and the ankles, we'll get back to the ankles, are on big square pegs as opposed to the more circular pegs that allow them to go up and down. Speaking of which, that's exactly what the shoulders are on. Nothing else extra. They maybe can go all the way around, but you really need some clearance room for that. The legs might block it. Speaking of the legs, they can go up. This one can go up about that far, back about that far. Cannot rotate it anywhere else. Same with this leg, can go up about that far, backwards about that far. And ankles, again, are big square pegs and do not like to move. Although they do get a little bit of wiggle. And here at the base, you get this big ball-jointed tail that can go right about that far, left about that far, up about that far, down about that far. And you can rotate all to your heart's content. And even though it is rubbery, there's no bendy wire in there. Just to double confirm. And the NECA. Lots to talk about. Let's bring that back in focus. Actually, let's just get rid of that. It is on an articulated hinged jaw. Dual ball joints in the head and neck. Although even after all these years, they're still stiff. Articulated shoulders that are on ball joints. Swivel hinges at the elbows. Swivel hinges at the wrists. Ball jointed ab crunch. Decent range. Ball jointed hips. Hinged knees. This one's actually pretty stiff. Again, even after all these years. Ball jointed feet. And 10 ball joints from the base of the tail to the tip. So you can get a really nice amount of range. Like, look at how fluid that looks. And he can actually kind of stay up. So, I mean, as far as ranking them, there's no contest. Worst, second place, best. So, the NECA wins round 2. Instead of round 3 being price, I think it was, we're going to change that to accessories. So, round 3, accessories. What do these figures come with? We're going to move these guys to the side. Alright. Playmates features a heat ray that's actually borrowed from the SH Monster Spitfire 2014 or SH Monster 2019. I have proven it. It has the same exact flame marks as it if you flip it this way, and it even ends the same way with the burst effect. The only difference is it's casted in a smaller, translucent, rubbery plastic, and it's hollowed at the end. People, look at this thing and tell me that is not the Monster Arts Spitfire beam. Anyways, you plug it into his mouth like that, and it looks fine. Very pliable, very durable. But the problem is, that leads to paint chippage inside the mouth if you keep putting it in over and over again. So that's not necessarily the best quality. What's actually pretty unique about this figure is that if you tear off his chest, it comes separate out of the package, so it's technically an accessory, you get a piece of battle damage. Which it's basically just the skin revealing all that nice bloody gore. You know, just kind of your standard Jurassic Park kind of style thing. Yeah, it's made of rubber, so it's honestly not too, it's honestly pretty durable. So he comes with theoretically 2 accessories, that being his heat ray and the battle damage piece. So we're gonna go ahead and stick that into his mouth. What does the heat ray Godzilla come with? He comes with his own translucent blue beam, which it's molded specifically for him, and it's not pliable at all. Little thing to keep away from scratches. So you very simply align it in his mouth, like that. Like that. There you go. I wonder if that little mark is from the beam, because I remember... Is it? I don't know. little shove it in his mouth like that. And there you go. That's all of his accessories. So he only comes with his flame effect, and that's it. What does V2 NECA come with? V2 NECA comes with his own heat ray beam, which is longer than the others, but I'd say it's the least durable because this thing is made of a completely solid plastic. If you break it, if you literally try to bend this, it would snap in two, guaranteed. You just simply line it in his mouth, kind of push it in a little bit. Come on, get in there. Yeah, I'm doing it right. Okay. It's kind of a loose fit, but honestly, I'm flipping it the wrong way. I just simply line in his mouth, and there you go. Looks really good, right? But it also comes with this burst effect, which basically it's meant to look like he's hitting. Damn. It's basically to align it like this, so it's almost like he's blasting the ground. But the only problem with this is these two don't connect at all, so you have to rest this up against something or have Godzilla shooting to the ground. So he comes with two accessories, and I know some people are going to say, oh, he comes with his tail disattached. He would also come with his tail disattached out of the box. So if you want to count their tails being accessories, they would tie each other at 3. Because he comes with his atomic breath, the atomic burst, and the little tail, or I guess the tail piece. He would come with his atomic breath, the battle damage, and the tail, while he just comes with the heat ray. So with that being said, we actually have a tie. So let's go ahead and show you guys here. So yeah, we have 1 accessory, 2 accessories, technically 3, 2 accessories, technically 3. So these ones kind of tie each other, while this one, hate to say it, Funko, but you know, you gotta pick up the slack somewhere. Next round is price. You ready, people? Anyways, Playmates. You're looking at about $10. Very good, decent package. Feel like the sculpting and painting could be a little bit better, but honestly, totally fine. Funkos, also $10. Maybe 15 at the very most, assuming that where you're getting it doesn't jack up the price to like whatever. And yeah, you're looking at $10 for both of them. NECA's is $20. Surprisingly, NECA's is the most expensive. I know, people are gonna shout at me, I get it, it's only $10 more. Well, it's okay. How do I say this? I know it's only $10 more, but it's still more nonetheless. So I hate to do this, people, and even as a NECA fanboy myself, third tied for first, or I guess second tied for first. Yeah, whatever. These two are getting the point. Size, and oh boy, people are gonna get upset with me for this. Funko lovers, I get it. People are screaming at me, you can't compare these in terms of height. Then why are you here? You do realize I'm comparing this to these. Anyways, these are your standard 6-inch Godzilla figures that will stand perfect against your other 6-inch figures in your collection. That'll stand pretty much shoulder to shoulder with all of them. He is a one-of-a-kind figure. Well, not totally one-of-a-kind. He is in his own line with his own characters plus other Funko characters. They come with in a lot of different scales, and I know there's like a 10-inch version of this guy, like the regular version of Godzilla, of course, and then there's the Neon City, which I guess can act as a Spitfire because he's all blue and everything, but he doesn't come with a heat ray at all, which I found really shocking, honestly. So, they're pretty much in their own relative Godzilla scale. He's in his own relative Funko scale. That being said, I feel like the target demographic for these figures will vary, but these ones are more, I guess, sized for action figures, which, you know, this is what it's all about. So again, I'm sorry, Funko lovers. I'm a Funko lover too, but like, I gotta give the point to Playmates and NECA here. Alright, people, this is it. Which one wins? Well, let's tally up the scores. Playmates wins in terms of accessories. Let's see. He wins the point in accessories, size. Yeah, basically accessories and size. And I got also price. So that's 3 points, or at least tied with some of them. Funko's, so that's 3 points. He wins the price in he wins the points in terms of price and availability. But he wins the point in Sculpt Paint, articulation, accessories. Let's see here. Availability. And yeah, there's just so much. So basically what I'm trying to say is he has the most points. And he pretty much wins this whole thing. But that doesn't mean that he is necessarily the best figure. Do I think he's the best figure? Yes. Do I think Playmates is the worst? Honestly, judging from these figures compared to this, I do think that he's probably my least favorite out of all of them, but that doesn't mean he's a bad figure at all. His translucent spines make him beautiful on the shelf, but I just wish he had more going to him. These guys have all sorts of different colors. They have like all these different vibrancies going on. If you told me that this was a heat ray Godzilla only showing him heat from the front, I probably wouldn't believe you. But anyways, anywho, this is pretty much my recommendations for all 4 of these or 3 of these figures. Don't know why I said 4. If you want something for your kids that is going to satisfy them, go with him. Go with him. If you want something a little more cute and really good looking, go with him. If you want something really more adult, kind of collectible, and it's like more aimed for a mature audience, go with the NECA. That being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe for more Godzilla videos and more, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone. Thumbs up.